You tuned in to the illest on middays. Your boy Biko, and I got my homegirl Audrey V with me. How you doing?
Hey Vico, how you doing?
Good. I see you. Where you at right now? You in the house self-isolating?
I am at home on self-isolation. You know, this is where it's at. It's gonna be like this for a little while, so I'm just trying to get comfortable with it.
How you been dealing with I guess some obstacles? I'm just saying, how you been dealing with the pandemic so far?
It's very up and down. I literally have to take it day by day. Like I have my days where I feel really good. Like I feel like, okay, I'm gonna get through this. Like I'm motivated. I'm getting things done. Then I have my days where I lack motivation. It's hard for me to really do much of anything, because I just feel depressed and me not knowing the future of this whole thing. And just, I've been having a lot of anxiety that I've been dealing with, just worried about my family, trying to make sure everybody's staying safe and doing what we need to do to make sure we make it through this. It's been a lot, but I've been, in heavy communication with my family, close friends. I have a therapist that I'm talking to, and I'm doing everything in my power to try to stay on a positive note.
Now, before I get into therapists, you said, right? You said you deal with a little depression here and there.
It's just I have my days. I really have my days where I just feel like I really don't feel like doing anything. It's not like me. So I channel that as like a little bit of depression, but I don't know really.
So I want to say, do you think the cause of that is you being more so isolated instead of, how, back then you would go out and have fun, or you would be able to get out and actually hang with friends? Or is that just the cause of mentally dealing with the pandemic and knowing that it's a virus out there and seeing the destruction that it's caused?
I would say some of both. I definitely think a huge chunk of it comes from me being isolated because I live by myself. I'm in very small quarters. Like I live in a studio and it's not a lot of room to move around. I don't have a balcony or a patio or anything to just sit outside and enjoy the sun. You know what I'm saying? So it just leaves me feeling very alone a lot of the time. And this is my life every single day. I'm by myself. So definitely the isolation has been hard. And I'm real close to my family. Me and my friends were very close. So not being around them physically has had a toll on me. But yeah, definitely just seeing the way that this has really affected people. Like people are having trouble feeding their families, like in real life, you know what I'm saying? And seeing all these businesses that have to close and shut down permanently because of this is crazy. Like, you just would have never told me that this is how 2020 was about to start. I'm telling you, like, you wouldn't pay me to believe this at all.
I know. We need this 2020 started a little rocky.
I'm telling you.
If this was boxing, we just got TK'd old.
I swear. It's like, well, damn.
Now, you spoke on therapists. Like, with you being a music artist and having a therapy, music is music a therapy as well for you?
Yes, music is absolutely my therapy. But the problem that I'm having is that I can't create the normal way that I'm used to creating because everything is closed down, which means I can't go to the studio and just zone out and make music the way that I would like to during this period of time. I can't do that. And that's upsetting to me. So I'm not able to make music. Of course, I can write, but I'm the kind of writer that I like to write to songs that have already been produced and beats that have already been created for me. Then I can sit down and write to them. But I think the issue is a lot of my producers that I work with are having issues on their own too. So just like I have my days where I lack motivation, they lack motivation too. So they not really, it's been really difficult for me to create here at home. So music as of late, I haven't been able to create the way that I would want to, but I will, say just listening to music really gets me in a more upbeat mood.
That's good to hear. That's real good to hear, because I was gonna ask you about some obstacles you've been dealing with, and that's definitely an obstacle that you've been dealing with. I'm pretty sure others have been dealing with as well, and it's good to, to hear about it, and the way you let the world know about what obstacles you're dealing with. Now, one thing I've noticed about you is you put out covers on your social media. How do you feel like, since you can't get to the studio to actually record an original song, how have the covers been working out for you lately?
It's been really, really great. It gives me something to look forward to. That's one thing about this time. Like when you have something that, you can do to just channel positive energy and just get excited about, do it, like whatever it is. And so I think for me, just recording covers is that thing, because I'm still working from home. So even though I'm not physically in the office, I'm still stressed dealing with work stuff every single day. So I get excited when I get off, like, oh, I'm gonna record a cover today. I'm doing so-and-so. I can't wait to post it. Like, I be so geeked. It's crazy. So yes, it's been great. And it's really interesting to see how my social media following has increased significantly since posting covers. And it's just weird because I'm like, damn, I should have been doing this way before the pandemic, but it took something like this for me to have all this extra free time to really channel in and see what else I could do to connect to these followers. And this is a way of doing it.
Now, I noticed too that your name was Audrey Valentine. Off the Valentine and just strictly go with Audrey V.
I really feel like it was time, Biko. Like I became Audrey Valentine when I was in college. That's when I had started recording music and became a recording artist. I was in college, and that was around 2013. I am nowhere near that person. Like I'm grown. I have grown so much mentally, emotionally, physically. I ain't even got the same body I had 7 years ago. Okay. Like I just feel like I'm a totally different individual. And as I'm continuing to mature and my music is continuing to mature, I want my name to follow suit. So I figured it was time to, drop the Valentine, just have it something short and sweet. Audrey V is mature, like I'm mature. I'm almost a 30-year-old woman now, so it was just time for something different.
Okay. Now, you dropped. We've played My Way.
Yeah.
Say Yes. That was one of the first singles I believe we played here at Vocalo.
Yes.
Let's talk about Say Yes. Now, how did you and Richie West come together to create the track? Also, who was the producer behind Say Yes as well?
The producer for Say Yes is Kid Breeze. And one thing that I love about his production is that he is really good at blending the old school sound with the new school sound. You know what I mean? And that's a particular sound that I feel I thrive on, because although I'm a young woman, I have a very old soul. I love old school music, even past 90s, early 2000s, like we hear of. Like I love older music. So I knew I wanted to drop a song around like summertime, like positive vibes. I just kept thinking about Amory's Why Don't We Fall in Love? Like the first time I actually saw that video, what that made me feel like as a little girl. It made me feel happy. Like, wow, everybody looks so in love. They having fun. We outside. That's the vibe that I wanted to give off with this single and visual. So, when I approached Breeze about producing the record and he came back to me with that Floyd Tree sample, I'm like, this is perfect. It was perfect. So I guess I gave it a few listens, and I was trying to figure out like who I would want to collaborate with on it. And I just knew that Richie's sound, like the tone of his voice and the way that he delivers his rap, would be perfect for me, like a perfect fit for that record.
Yeah, I enjoyed that record. It landed in my
the
week. I want to say when I first started doing my top 5 picks of the week, I definitely put Say Yes within my top 5. I enjoyed the Floyd Tree remake. Would you consider Floyd Tree one of your influences?
Absolutely. Yeah, there was no one else that I can think of to compare them to. You know what I mean? They were so unique in their own right. and their sound and that neo soul sound. I don't feel like neo soul in general gets like the respect that it deserves when we talking about R&B. And then when we think about neo soul, we don't always focus on like Floyd Tree. We think Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, India Arie. I loves me some Floyd Tree. And like I, was talking about being a young girl, I just have so many memories listening to them. Mm-hmm. So it's beautiful to me that as a adult now, I get to tribute them in my music.
Yeah, I'm happy you did that because I feel like Floyd Tree was looked over. I mean, because of, Marsha Ambrosius went her way. I don't even know the other young lady name, please.
I don't either. Crazy.
Classics, okay. Now, released a new record, My Way. I believe it was your first release for 2020.
Yes, it was.
Released it under your new alias, Audrey V.
Yes.
We'll break down that single, and is that single possibly coming on a project?
So I made My Way towards the end of 2019, and I knew instantly I wanted that to be my first single coming into the new year because it's just a new vibe. I feel like people are not used to hearing Audrey like just be real dominant and talk her shit in a record. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that really showed a side of me that's very dominant, more aggressive, a woman that knows who she is and what she wants from a situation and what she's not going to accept. And that's why I call it My Way. Like, this is going to go my way, whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, there's the door, And I was just so proud of the way it came out. And that was produced by my friend Lamar that I've been knowing since college. Amazing, amazing producer. And yeah, it's gonna go on my new album that I'm working on. I'm not gonna say the name, but it's really dope. I'm excited about it.
If I'm not mistaken, for Brit, was one of your last projects.
Yep,
right?
That was my last project.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to just double check and make sure. And that released in what, 2018 or early 2019?
Yep, 2018, late 2018.
Okay, you see, look, and I ain't even. Okay, this is his dome right here. Okay,
look at you.
With you and everybody being cooped in the crib and things of that nature, once things is, I guess, elevating to where we can be back outside and hopefully get back to performing in venues and things of that nature, what's some goals you have to pretty much end off this year?
Well, for me, what's crazy is I was supposed to do a tour this summer and I already had it planned out. I already had dates locked in and I was excited. This was my first tour. So I'm hoping that we can get to a place where we can have concerts again so that I can get this tour back in motion. Because as soon as I can, I'm going to get that tour going. And for me, I just feel like, just because it didn't happen right now doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's probably going to be even bigger than I even anticipated on it being this summer. So I'm excited to work on a tour in my near future. Definitely trying to think of ideas for my next concert. I do the concert every year to support homelessness here in Chicago. But, I can't lie, it's hard to plan things of that nature because of everything going on, and it's making me just a little nervous about what kind of restrictions are going to place on us doing these live concerts at these venues. Will we have no more than 50 people? Like, I don't know, so we're literally taking this day by day. But I can tell you for sure, we knocking out this album this year. We dropping more singles this year. We dropping more visuals. As soon as I get outside, we getting back to work. So
here now, to end things off, I heard you mention that you've been talking back and forth with your therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, what can you share? What can you share to the public that you and your therapist been talking that you feel can help motivate others?
Well, to begin, you really have to get to a place where you're okay with seeking help and you're okay with speaking to an outside source. for me, with my day job, I was lucky to find out that they offer us 10 free therapy sessions a year. And I'm all for utilizing my benefits. So I'm just like, look, this is the perfect time to really talk to somebody, because mentally I've been going through a lot. Like I told you, it's a lot of up and down. And I know that I'm not the only person, dealing with that. So when I started having sessions with him, of course, he just wants to know, like, where I am right now mentally, how am I feeling? And I'm very transparent. I'm very transparent in terms of, like, yesterday wasn't a good day. Last week was better, but this week, not so much. I'm having trouble trying to figure out and find ways to be productive. And I feel like, for creatives like you and I, we thrive off of, like, having things to do, like planning things out, organizing. For me to just be sitting in the house all day, it's been terrible. So he's really just tried to help me find perspective and find things to really help utilize my time, both in the house and still staying creative while I'm in the house. Even if you can't go to the studio and work on this and that, there are still ways to connect with other creatives while you're inside. So he's been helping me a lot with that. He's been helping me a lot with my anxiety, because, like I said, this virus just got me just real anxious about everything. And I have older parents, and I know that older people are very vulnerable to this virus. So it's made me very just nervous about everything. I get real bad anxiety when it comes to them. So just speaking to him about that stuff has really been helping me mentally.
Got you. So that's something I figured, we could discuss to at least get the public give them a brighter thought on things, because we all dealing with something. We can all use a piece of information that can help us get through times like these. So
absolutely,
taking out time out your day. Again, let people know where they can find you, find your music and things of that nature.
Absolutely. You can follow me on all my social media at Miss Audrey V. That's MSAUDREYVEE. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Audrey Valentine. I'm still posted as Audrey V, but you can listen to all my old music as Audrey Valentine. So you can kind of go back and forth, listen to the new single, Audrey V, listen to the old music, Audrey Valentine, So, yeah.
Make sure you guys get in tune. You can also visit Vocalo.org. Check out my top 5 picks of the week. Audrey V is on there, as well as Audrey Valentine.
Right.
Get in tune with her. And I thank you for taking time out with me.
Thank you so much, Biko. I really appreciate you taking the chance to talk to me.
Hey, no problem.